Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, network. Welcome to the latest episode of Hiring in HD, the bite-sized content where I get to throw questions and scenarios from the hottest topics of the hiring world at some of the best team leaders and business owners that we've got in the industry today. If you agree or disagree with any of what you hear, please let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed it, give us a like, but most of all, don't be afraid to get involved in the conversations.
A huge welcome to the Managing Director of Antony George Recruitment, Mr. Lee Old.
Morning, Chris. How are you? You okay?
I'm very well, mate. I'm very well. And how are you?
I'm not bad.
So, Lee, I'm going to throw a scenario at yourself that we've got a couple of times at the minute. Clients are really tough to come by at the minute. Jobs are hard to come by with COVID. And one of my current clients has just asked me to fill 5 roles that are not in my area. What do I do?
Well, look, as you said, clients are tough to come by at the minute. It's even tougher to fill roles that you're not used to filling. So for us, look, if it's not one of the 3 core roles that we recruit for in the areas that we recruit for, we'd walk away from it.
Okay, Lee. So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here, if that's all right with you.
Go on.
What's the one pet hate that you have working with HR teams, whether it be a question that they ask you or whatever it is? What's the one pet hate that you struggle with at the minute?
Yeah, the thing I find really hard is the famous PSL objection. You know, they've got a PSL in place. You know, that blows my mind sometimes. Look, if I know a particular client is recruiting for a certain position, I've got the perfect candidate for them, I'll send some details, and 9 times out of 10 come back with the usual, we've got a PSL in place and we're not looking to review it for 12 months, for example. I don't get that personally. Obviously, they've got a PSL in place because I can assume they do quite a bit of recruitment throughout their business. And surely they'd want to see the best candidates, which is why they've got a PSL in place. I know this candidate is absolutely perfect for their business. I can pretty much, put a good guarantee on it that if I went to the powers above with this candidate, they'd definitely want to interview them because they are absolutely perfect for their business. But I think that's one of my biggest bugbearers with HR is the PSL list.
So, Lee, another scenario for yourself with a lot of businesses adapting to the remote world. Let's say next week we go back to normal, restrictions are not in place anymore. The problem I've got is my business and the employees that I've got don't want to come back to the office. They love the remote working. Unfortunately, 50% are far more productive at home because they can manage their family lives. 50% though, I really need them to come back into the office because they work far better. How do I manage that without upsetting half the employees that I've got?
I think it's being a bit flexible. You've got to be a little bit more flexible coming into when we start to see some sort of normality again. In an ideal world, we'd have the team back in the office. I'm not saying that it's got to be full time, but to have a balancing act between everybody to say, look, we'll be in the office 2-3 days a week. We'll work from home 2-3 days a week. I think it's just being a little bit more flexible and adaptable to the circumstances moving forward, really.
So, Lee, another scenario that, to be honest, we see quite often is the old toxic top biller. So let's say my business, I've got a top biller that is sort of responsible for a lot of my business, but they're just making the working atmosphere so bad that a lot of the other employees are being put off and not wanting to come in. Where do you stand on that? I mean, let's say I've tried everything, but do I get rid or do I keep no matter what with the opportunity of losing others? Where do I go?
Yeah, that's definitely a tough one, Chris. It really is. I think it's about sitting down with the team, when you do your monthly one-to-ones, find out what it is about this individual that's getting everybody's backs up. All right. I think that's key, trying to work out what the issue is to see if that issue can be resolved. And likewise, speaking with that top biller as well and find out how he's finding, the environment, the culture and what's working and what's not working for him, really. You don't want to upset the whole team. You don't. And it's going to be really tough for you to get rid of your top biller. I suppose, if you do go down the route of getting rid of your top biller, you've got to hope that the rest of the team can pick up what's been lost. And, if their attitude to work does improve and does increase and so does their work ethic and whatnot through getting rid of your top biller, then naturally you should see that business pick back up again. But it's a tough one. But most definitely, I think it's something that's got to be taken, head on really, and work out what is the best sort of outcome for you, your team, and the business really.
Okay, Lee. So another question, to sort of get like a one-word answer. Where do you feel recruiters waste most of their time, or is most unproductive? So do you think they waste a lot of time updating the CRM? Is it LinkedIn? Is it personal branding, emails? What do you think is the one area recruiters waste most of their time?
Oh, yeah. Emails. I think emails can be a big waste of time. I think sometimes we get suckered into an email that's got no relevance or no impact on your day. If it's not directly from a candidate or not directly from a client, park it, move on. And likewise, if that email is direct from a client or from a candidate that doesn't need to be acted upon right now, park it, move on. Do you know what I mean? I think that's one of my weaknesses is emails, getting suckered into a couple of emails, and before you know it, some time's passed by without you realizing. I think emails are a big one.
Lee, and another one that I'd like to throw at yourself to see where your thoughts lie on this is one of my consultants is leaving the business. I've been paying for their premium account on LinkedIn and their license and so on. When that employee leaves, is the LinkedIn account theirs to take with them, or should I be saying, no, that's mine? You've built that network under my business. Where do you stand on that? Should it be theirs or mine?
I think let them take it. I think let them take it. We're probably all going to have similar connections anyway. I think there's no love lost there if they take their own platform. 9 times out of 10, look, when we bring a recruiter into the business, we'd hope they'd have their own platform, right? Their own network, their own contacts. So I've got no problems with anybody taking their own sort of social media platform. Not a problem at all.
Okay, Lee, so to have a bit of fun with this one, it's a completely different scenario. Let's say a consultant of yours has just brought on a big 6-month retainer, which you're absolutely over the moon with, but 2 months in, you actually find out that consultant's given a backhander to the client.
Okay.
How do you manage that?
As long as it's out of his pocket, mate, fair play to him. Yeah, as long as it's coming out of his wage packet and not mine, that's good.
Yeah.
That's that is a curveball. It's not something that we've faced. I hope it's something that we don't face, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest with you.
And Lee, just to finish off, a question that we're pretty much going to ask everyone that comes on.
Yeah.
You're just about to start a new business venture, and you can have any business partner you wish, past or present, any walk of life, that's not currently your business partner. Who is your dream business partner, Lee? Who would you take?
I'm a people person. I like to work with people that I get on with, that shares the same sort of sense of humor as me, the same work ethics, and a get it done attitude, mate. So for me, it'd have to be my dad. I've worked with him before. I worked with him for a long time, and yeah, we bounce off of each other so well. So yeah, for me, it's dad.
Great answer. Lee, thank you very much for your time. Thanks for joining me. Guys watching this, if you agree, disagree, please let us know in the comments below. Give this a like if you enjoyed it. But Lee, thanks again for your time, mate.
Anytime, Chris. Thanks,
Cheers.
mate.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.